There is the issue of RUTO and Muturi. It's very sensitive. Things keeps on changing daily, but as of now, we have to comment about it. Um, apart from Agwambo, anybody facing RUTO has ended up badly, never to come back. But if one does come back, it's like Isaac Ruto, the former Bomet governor. He's back in the system, but a pale shadow of what he was. Ruto, I'm sure, is awaiting for an appropriate time. Currently, he's busy with AUC. At the time of shooting, uh, the it was on the at the time of shooting they had counted 4 times, and the, the preliminary reports were showing that the Djibouti fellow had marginally overtaken Raila, but then none of them had reached to the 2/3. So I will wait and see. So you see, if Raila fails, then Ruto has got to be very concerned, because if Raila is made the Secretary General, or nowadays called AU Council Chairman, if he's made the Council Chairman, then it shows that do not be shocked to find people like Muturi being disposed of immediately. But then people like Muturi are praying that Raila does not make it through, because they become relevant. The other risk is to do with Murima. You see, with the Regigi out, every vote counts, especially Murima. And you'll find that Murima East, where Muturi comes from, Chicago, is pro Kindiki. Now, if it is pro Kindiki, and then you find within the Murima East again a person like Muturi is going away, even if he has 3 votes. You see, every vote counts. And I've always said, I always believe that 1 vote is 2 votes. You will never believe that. 1 vote is equals to 2 votes. What I mean by 1 vote is equals to 2 votes is this. Supposing there are 40 votes. Suppose there are 40 votes between me and you. If we get 2020, that is a tie, isn't it? Now, suppose one person who was to vote for me, votes for you. It means that I will have 19 and you will have 21, isn't it? So we were tied equal, but just one person has moved from me to you. Now you have 21 and I have 19. So that 1 vote costs for 2 votes, isn't it? So every vote counts. A person like Muturi is dangerous. He cannot get higher than what he is, but can go down with anybody, including Ruto. These are dangerous people. I do not see Muturi aspiring for anything. He does. Okay, he's the leader of Democratic Party. Yes, he's the leader of Democratic Party. But I don't see him in future aspiring to be the president. I do not see him aspiring in future to be a running mate. Let's say taking his party to be the running whatever, to join with others and then form a coalition so that his party supplies. No, he has no way to go up He only has to be on the sideways or downwards. And if he goes down badly, affecting people like Ruto. The greatest strength that Muturi has, and that is why people like the one man party. Remember, one of the problems Nani had, one of the problems Rigiji had is he had no party. He had no political party. He was part of the UDA. But Muturi is the leader of uh, Democratic Party of Kenya, DP. Now the coalition agreement they had was that DP, the Democratic Party of Kenya, was to supply a was to supply a member of the cabinet, which came in form of Attorney General for him. Now, this is the advantage of one person party, because if it was a party with many people, with many stars, it is easier to ignore Muturi, because the agreement says that Democratic Party of Kenya (DP) would produce a cabinet member. So you have to look for another person from within Democratic Party. Now, can you tell me any member you know of Democratic Party? In fact, I know many people will be hearing that Muturi is from Democratic Party from this video. So that is how Muturi is. Getting rid of him, he has these 5 or 6 votes from Mount Kenya East, which he will add with the Gachagwa's Mount Kenya West. And you see, every vote counts. I've just told you how one vote can be counted into 2. The other thing is, even if you want to replace him with a member of his political party, whom do you replace him with? He's that is a one-man party, and the agreement is written that in the Kenya Kwanza agreement there is a Democratic Party, there is a UDA, there is whatever. So who else is there for to fill in the position of a Democratic Party? And you know he's a lawyer, so lawyers usually know how to read between the lines. You can sign things, and then after 10 years, you will have noticed something that was read between the lines without you knowing, and that is how Muturi has done. Muturi has fulfilled a rare feat of working for the 3 arms of the government. Muturi has worked for the 3 arms of the government. First and foremost, he is a lawyer. Actually, he was a classmate, a roommate. He was a roommate of Wetangula in the university while studying for law. Who went on to be a magistrate. Thereby, it means that he has had his fingerprints in the judiciary. He has also been an MP, a cabinet minister, and a speaker of the National Assembly, thereby working in the legislature. That is the second arm. As a CS and the Attorney General, he has worked with the executive. Now, you'll find that I said that when he was an MP and was a cabinet minister, that is the old constitution. And the new constitution is that cabinet secretary, he's now a cabinet secretary. He's in the executive. And even when he was the Attorney General, he was in the executive because he was in the cabinet that way. So he has worked in the 3 arms of the government. Very few Kenyans would have done so, and he has done that. And with his age, he is somebody who we would say that he had fulfilled, because there's no way you can think of him wielding power like regional boss. There is no way you can say that you can. There is no way you can say he has wielded power as a regional boss. Let's say tribal boss, like the way you find people holding their tribe or their province. It's a bit hard. He cannot do that. He cannot be a deputy president. He cannot be anything apart from what he has been. So he has, the only thing is, and then the age is also catching up with him. The only thing that is remaining for him is just to retire. Those are the people I would recommend that 2027, Muturi, Wetangula, Mudavadi. Those are the people I would even recommend that after the 2027 general election, they don't contest for any leadership. Should just go home and stay. The other day we lost Lawrence Sifuna. We lost Lawrence Sifuna. We should have such people. Don't just stay there until you die in the office. You can even be given a state burial if you just stay out like the way Lawrence Sifuna did. The president has several options. He can sack him, he can make him resign, he can retain him as a lame duck CS. Actually, right now he's a lame duck CS, such that he does not attend cabinet meetings. He's invited, yes, or maybe he's not invited. But even if he's invited, you have to have a thick skin. You have to have a thick skin like that of RUTO. You remember RUTO last few weeks before, or a few months before the election, when he was a DP, he used to go to a very hostile cabinet where every cabinet secretary would want to dress him down in the presence of the president. So I would expect he would not volunteer to go to such cabinet meetings because others would turn against him. And then again, in Kenya, the cabinet can work without you. There is one of the cabinet slots has not been taken. And then in cabinet meetings, it is a collective thing. It is a collective thing. It is only that the minister, the cabinet secretary for that ministry, the one who presents the paper. And when it has been discussed, it is the same cabinet secretary who is given the mandate to go back and see the fulfillment of that thing. So it is not something like the minister, you go to the minister for health and ask about things, or minister of defense says, no, I don't know. I mean, not in that ministry. No. Okay, the minister for health would tell you she's not in the defense because she would not want to be seen interfering. You remember there was a time in Bukusuland when the former minister Nahumicha, she was saying, after all, I'm a cabinet secretary, and I'm ordering and I can order things in the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The OCS here will have it transferred. So that is, I mean, it's not that I'm siding with what she did, but I'm only giving you an example of what happens. So it is a collective thing. I want also to comment, I think it is not the first time. I also want to comment about the abduction of his son. It had nothing to do with the Gen Z demonstration. Actually, there are occasions, let me tell you, there are some things which happen and we use the occurrence of anything as a good excuse to interfere with that. Let's say that like the Gen Z issue happened. You see, Raila and Ruto are not on the same page, but they sat down and agreed on other things. So they took advantage of the Gen Z to fast track their issues here and there. So sometimes when you see people doing something and doing whatever, it is something that the government has other issues to do, but they're using this as an excuse to succeed in what they wanted to do. Let me give you an example. Although most of the younger people who listen to me may not have been there during the Form 5, Form 6 days. You see, those are Form 5 and Form 6, that is what is called high school. Form 1 to Form 4 is what is called secondary school. But you see, every school in Kenya calls itself high school. You find somebody telling you, oh, me, I went to high school in such and such a place, but the certificate reads Kenya Certificate of Secondary. So what I was saying that during those days of high school A level, students used to Form 5 and Form 6 would go to the dining hall to take tea at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., which used to be called academic tea. So the headmasters, I'm told, even primary school soon will be headed by principals. The headmasters of those days went and said, no, 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 no. From today, in order not to be seen to be discriminating again between the secondary students and the high school students, we are not going to have the academic tea any longer. So from 5 and from 6, you'll just be given hot water and you mix it the way you want. Then from 1 to from 4, we cheered. Hey, that's good. You see, these people used to boast that they're taking academic tea. But what people did not notice is that let's take a school that had from 5 and 6. It had, let's say, from 1 to from 4, those were 8 classes. Eh? From 4 East, from 4 West, from 1, 2 streams from 1 to from 4. Then from 5 and 6, those were 1 stream each. So those are 10 classes, isn't it? And then you find that if it is a school with that is a fifth, 20% of the students were used to take tea at 10 and at 4. So the principal or the headmaster, as it was known there, would pocket the money which was supposed to make tea for Form 5 and Form 6. And the Form 4 are very happy that these people used to boast that they have academic tea, our kunyu kama si. So people would think the O level, the ordinary level, the Form 4, the secondary school students would think that the headmaster is a very good person or headmistress because he or she has not given us, he has not given those boastful boys tea. We are just equal. But what the headmaster had done, or the head teacher had done, was to pocket money for the academic tea. So there are those things that leaders do, and you jump up and say, "Oh, sijui nini nini," but the real reason is there. So when the abduction started for Jin C, his son was abducted under cover of a Jin C, but it was no. It has always been that he should be frustrated to an extent that he resigns. But then where does he resign? You see, we have some people, sorry for the ladies, but there's a joke people say that if you marry a girl who is an orphan and she has no home, hata ukipiga yeye namna gani, she'll not go back to her people because she has no people. So this fellow, you harass him or anything, he will not leave because if he leaves, of course, I've already said he has taken care of issues such as the agreement says that for the Kenya, the agreement says that Democratic Party of Kenya will supply a minister, and it is a one-man party. So there is that. Uh, so that is that. I hope you are now getting me. And then as I said, that when I left, it was the first few counts were Nani was leading. The first few counts Raila was winning, but when they removed the Madagascar person, those were 5 votes. Madagascar person when was removed, two abstained, two abstained, 2 voted for Djibouti fellow, and 1 voted for Raila, and that is how he was overtaken. So, but we don't know. It is not yet over until it is over. But once Raila wins, just count days for Muturi, because and that is why you find that some people, Kenyans especially, those who want Raila to lose, are not. It's not because they believe Raila is a good, good or bad. Even those who want him to win, they want him to win or lose because of the local positions. Uh, if Raila loses, I expect Muturi to be more bolder and troubleshooter. But then it also matters on how Raila will take the loss if at all he will lose. If at all he will lose, and I don't want him to lose, if at all he loses and accepts and cheers the president, then you'd find people like Muturi being shown dust. Let us watch and view. But we still, even as things even look right now, I still wish Raila to win. But the constitution says that if they go there 5 or 6 times without a clear winner for they want 2/3, and when they want 2/3, it means that they would not want a AUC chairperson who was rejected by 49% of the countries. Uh, if it goes that way, that this fellow gets 51 and Raila gets 49, then it may reach a stage where both of them will be disqualified. And you know what? Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete. Thank you.